What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing our final rebuild from the fallout of the 2020 NFL Draft, and that is going to be the rebuild of the Miami Dolphins, coming out of the draft with 3 first-round picks. 2 of the 3 picks were a little bit weird, to say the least, but the biggest selection is the reason why we are doing this video. At pick number 5, they brought in Tua Tagovailoa. Tank for Tua came to fruition, and he is now the left-handed gunslinger under center for the Miami Dolphins. Luckily enough, in my rebuilds, we turn injuries off, so really the big red flag for Tua is gone. He should hit the ground running. Now, I am using the Start Today mod, the Draft Portraits mod, but I'm not using the face scan mod that you guys have seen previewed on the channel. It's just not ready for this complete effort. If you guys want this, though, and you've been living under a rock and you are on PC, go check out the Discord link in the description below. That is to join up this. And all of my draft classes from Madden 20, what I'm going to be doing for future draft classes in Madden 21, all of that I'm moving off of my Discord and moving it over to that one because it ruined my Discord just talking about draft classes on console stuff I had no control over. Everything's going to be going over on this brand new Discord, so check that out in the comments section below. But we are doing the Tua Miami Dolphins rebuild. We got the veteran there. Just wonder if there's any trade value still here for Josh Rosen. That's still a video I might want to do before the end of the Madden cycle. Just try to revive Josh Rosen's career. Kind of was starting to trend that direction as an option and opportunity in the Snowhawks, Rip City. But RIP, pour one out for that. Running back, they got Matt Breida, who they traded for. We have Jordan Howard. They had their 1-2 punch there. A lot of people were surprised they didn't go after a running back in the draft. But I feel like now knowing, like obviously in retrospect, that they do have Breida and Howard, a power back and a speed back. Their running back room's looking fine. They are looking fine there at running back. At wide receiver, Devontae Parker, I'll still not forget what he did against the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2019 season where he literally was Randy Moss. He's 27. He's finally starting to develop there for sure. Albert Wilson, okay. Grant's okay. Hearns is okay. Preston Williams is the other big one. Preston Williams and Devontae Parker to be the 2 wide receivers we definitely want to build around on the outside. Maybe find a third one in there. But we definitely, with Williams, 71, normal dev, we are going to need him to step up big time and develop nicely. Tight end, we have Mike Gesicki starting to have a little bit of a breakout year, 79. Again, the dev traits are not particularly good here. Devontae Parker with a star. What do we got at running back? I think Howard's a normal. Howard's a star, and Matt Breida is a star. Okay, the running back dev traits aren't bad. The wide receiver ones, outside of Devontae Parker with a star, it's not even, it's not like we're dealing with superstars here. I can tell you this right now. Should deal with that. Thanks for being awful on the Eagles. We're going to have to grow and develop these guys, and hopefully they do so. We got Gesicki at tight end. There's still definitely some upside there, athletic upside out the chain. Offensive line, Austin Jackson, another one of those first-round picks. Very surprising first-round pick, at least where they got him at 18. But he's going to be a 67 normal. Definitely a reach of a selection, but still hope he can develop for sure. They got Eric Flowers, who they paid big-time money from the Redskins in free agency to bring him. I'm going to actually slide over Michael Dieter to right guard. I think he's probably one of the better linemen on this roster in real life. At center, we have Ted Karras. I mean, this is still an offensive line that's not great. They got Robert Hunt in the second round out of Louisiana. It's a work in progress offensive line. It's not a good offensive line. It's a work in progress. And hopefully, again, injuries turned off for Tua, so that's kind of positive news. On the defense, flipping over there, this is still like an ultimate rebuild team. They are not very good. They have some exciting pieces, but from a roster standpoint, across the board, pound for pound, very bad roster. We got Christian Wilkins at D end. That's our saving grace there on the defensive line. Gaucho's not bad either, 75 normal dev. We cannot buy a dev trade. What's Wilkins' star? Normal dev. So brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. We got Raekwon Davis at Alabama. He's 67 normal. Like, there's not one goddamn good dev trade on this roster. We got the linebackers here. They got Agba coming over from, I don't know where he was last, Kansas City. He's bounced around the league just a little bit. Middle linebackers, we got Raekwon McMillan, 76 star. We got Jerome Baker, 74 normal. They brought over a couple veterans here, and Landon Roberts, Camus Grugier Hill. Most likely, though, we go on McMillan and Baker as our middle linebackers. They do develop well in Madden. They got Van Noy and Shaq Lawson. So I feel like we're going to go undersized. Who's the biggest? 275, 263. We'll move Ogba down to the D-line. We'll have him be right defensive end or left defensive end. He's not that much smaller than Avery Moss, and he's that much better. And then we will take Shaq Lawson, and we will move him to left outside linebacker. Just, dispersing our assets around. That looks a little bit better. Definitely does. Defensively, the secondary is their moneymaker. Byron Jones, paying him elite money to come over in free agency from the Dallas Cowboys. Xavier Howard, superstar dev, already paid like an elite corner. And then they had their third first-round selection where they got Noah Igbonganahi from Auburn, 69 overall. Yeah, again, very weird pick, very weird, because, Nick Needham actually played very well last season for what he was, like a UDFA, I believe. They had Tankersley still. I don't know, it was a weird pick, but hopefully, we'll have our three corners for most of this rebuild. Even though they are both 27, it's a 5-year rebuild. They could very well be here for all 5 years. Free safety, we have Bobby McCain. And at strong safety, we have Eric Rowe. Safeties are not great. Special teams are pretty solid, though. Heck, does he still have that star dev? Yes, he does. So, special teams is good. Secondary is good. Linebacking core is intriguing. D-line's not particularly good. O-line's dog shit. Tight end, and we're generally receivers. We're going with optimism. Running backs look good, and we're set at quarter. So there's still a lot that needs to get done here. But we got 5 years to turn this Dolphins team around and win a Super Bowl with Tua Tagovailoa as their talisman. So let's get into year one of the Miami Dolphins rebuild. So pretty early update here in year one. Mike Gesicki in only week 2 of the first year of the rebuild. It's pretty much automatic. If you put a normal dev player at safety or tight end, you're going to get like 4 or 5 opportunities for them to go up dev. And luckily, we hit that for Mike Gesicki. Coming on the bye here in year one, surprisingly good. 6-4. Really, it's a 3-horse race here in the AFC. Jets are kind of the outside looking in. Definitely need to get a win here. Week 12. Can't lose this one, but I'm really happy with where this team is at. Contracts, year one. First up, we got Raekwon McMillan. Yep, we'll give him a 5-year deal. Godshall, we're still working on developing him. Maybe a 4-year, keep him until he's 29. We'd probably get him in the low 80s, but we're somewhere in that range. Outside of that, let's see. Isadora, no. I mean, the dev trait's there, but it's still a little too much money for a guy that's never going to see the field. Needham's solid depth, but look at this guy. That's like, that's an annoying a little bit of money that this guy wants. So I'm thinking, look at this roster. I mean, we got a dev trait punter. We can probably get him locked up for the remainder of the rebuild. Other than that, goodbye. At the end of year one, I don't know what it is, man, about this off. Obviously, there's probably no correlation. It's just tinfoil hat theory. But anytime I do an offline, like non-cloud-based sim, the team always is horrific after the bye. Or after usually it's after the bye. We finished 7-9 after we had, were you 5-3? Something like that at the halfway point. Not good enough. Statistically, here, let's see what we did. So Tua was sensational. 6th in yards, 3rd in tutties, 38 touches. I mean, shattering almost every rookie record, if not just straight up doing it. 83, he's a superstar. Every bit of a franchise. Breida and Howard combined, not bad. Receiving, Preston Williams, 62 catches, almost 1,014. Gesicki, 804. Parker, almost 850 and 10. So really the big three performed. What a year from Preston. I mean, we did have him in the slot. That usually is pretty cheesy for the sim, but usually not that cheesy. He started as like a 71 wide receiver. Defensively, McMillan had a whole bunch of tackles, 127, 6 TFLs, 2.5 sacks. We had 7.5 sacks for Van Noy. Definitely not getting after the quarterback nearly enough. Secondary, pretty acceptable, though. 2 picks, Byron Jones. 2 picks, Xavier Howard. Looking at the awards, even though they're usually broken, we'll just look at the MVPs. All right, Cam Newton went to New England and won the MVP. Tua coming in at number 7. I'm not seeing any of the other rookies here, which is good. In the AFC, Offensive Player of the Year went to Cam Newton. Tua coming in at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year went to Miles Jack. We unfortunately had no one show up on that short list. So year one is done. Thank God we're just using Madden Generate Classic because our offensive line has to just get completely rebuilt. Let's get into the offseason. Get into the first free agency spot here with some very uncommon names. Kamara, Juju's there, Market. But the biggest thing, I really did think about getting in Juju, but our receivers were fine last year. Parker, Preston Williams went up dev trade as well. We had Gesicki. It was fine. We needed edge rush help. So we're going to try and increase our chances at getting pressure on the quarterback. First up, we got Jadeveon Clowney, who will line up as an outside linebacker. And then we got Jonathan Allen, who we could keep as an undersized nose tackle to multiple front here, but most likely we'll slide him over to defensive end. So we made a blockbuster trade here right before it. We had 2 first-rounders. The draft board not looking the best. So we're able to package Josh Rosen and our first-round pick at pick 17 to a team desperate need of a quarterback now, because Tannehill didn't work it out in the Tennessee Titans. So they're going to take a gamble that they can convert Rosen into the potential that got him as a top 10 pick, what was that, 2-3 years ago? And we're able to get an exact D lineman that we need in Jeff Simmons. Only under, I think his 3rd season now. Been maybe a little bit underwhelming there for the Titans. We're happy to have him. One more move here. You'll see why. We're flipping our pick 10, Shaq Lawson, who's a 27 star dev edge rusher, and our 3rd round pick to move up 7 spots to pick 3 in the first round. I've been duped again. This guy had all A's, 7'4" combine, 6'5", 234. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, he's the guy. I mean, he's really good. That could be a nice dev trait. But I thought we're getting like a 78 superstar, obvious superstar right out. God damn it. Draft class is in the books, and yeah, we gave up a lot of assets. I guess for the trades that we're making, if you were like, oh, C4, those are very, at best, borderline realistic trades, even though this is not a realistic rebuild. I guess we reap what we sow here by getting a guy that's, slightly underwhelming. We could have got him probably at pick 10, I guess. He's the 10th true talent, and we traded pick 10 up to pick 3. In the second round, we got a 72 D tackle that will most likely slide to D end. We got a 74 D end that most likely will slide to an edge rush. Pretty much literally replaced like guys that we were moving. It was it's an okay draft. Monroe definitely needs to have something better than a star dev for this to go down as a good draft. Year 2 for the Miami Dolphins here under Tua Tagovailoa. We're still very much a work in progress, only a 78 overall, but we do have some dev traits as Tua went up a dev. Very rare that you get the dev trait upgrade as a rookie, but Offensive Rookie of the Year, Superstar X Factor, very nice. Preston Williams also went up a dev trait. I believe that was down there. Yes, Super Bowl week. You got Monroe. Hopefully he continues to develop really nicely. Offensive line, very much at work. It's never a good thing when you look at your offensive line and go, well, thank God we got Eric Flowers, But hopefully Jackson, Dieter, and Hunt can continue to develop for sure. On the defensive side, in terms of, we acquired Jeff Simmons to come play D-line. We acquired Jadeveon Clowney to come out the edge. We need to get more sacks. Absolutely top priority. Xavier Howard is now a superstar X Factor. Was the leader of our secondary last season, so that is very helpful. We got Rowe. We actually going with a rookie here, Brandon Jones, mid-round pick out of Texas. Sneakily had a dev trait, so I was like, sure, let's throw him in at free safety. What's the worst that could happen? So there are some interesting players, and we definitely went all in this offseason by bringing in Jeff Simmons and Jadeveon Clowney to come in and help a team that I think we had 6 sacks, something disgustingly low for our sack total last year. So hopefully that works. And hopefully in year 2, with our new X Factors on offense and defense, and Tua and Xavier Howard, we can find a way to sneak in the playoffs year 2. Now from the bye, very similar to year 1. We had a pretty good record this time last year. 5-2 this year, top in the AFC East. However, I am very skeptical and pretty much prepared for a second half collapse, which is, I don't know, it's just a common trend in these offline franchises that the back end of the season is never really that good. But hey, we're 5-2. We're firing all cylinders. Tua's looking pretty damn good. Contracts. So first up, we got Mr. Mike Gesicki, who we've really developed into a nice tight end. I think he has a whole lot of upside. So we definitely want to retain to him. We have a UDFA here, Fabian Hunt with a hidden dev. So I'll just take that. Just why not? UDFA, sure. Jerome Baker, I think he could still be fairly solid for us. We'll give him a 5-year deal with $3 million. I think him and Raekwon McMillan in the middle of the defense will be fine. Preston Williams has also been really solid production-wise and should be into the 80s very soon. So I definitely want to get Jerome Baker back. I mean, we're on just 2 running backs doesn't make sense in a Madden sim. I mean, in real life, Jordan Howard, Matt Breida sounds good, but we paid Breida last year. We might as well, we got to pick and choose here. Jordan Howard's going to be 27. That's about when running backs stop developing. I think Breida's a year younger. So, yeah, we'll just come back and get our dude at linebacker, and that'll be about it. Team playoffs on the line. Oh, maybe not. I thought it was really going to come down to us and the Bills, and hey, here we go. We play them in the wild card. We got a divisional title in year 2 of the Tua era here in Miami, 10-6. Thank God. I was a little bit worried. You lost 3 in a row after the bye, and I was like, oh, here we go. It's like what I've been saying, and then luckily the team came through, and we are here. We at least have to run the gauntlet, but at least we have an opportunity to run the gauntlet. We're up to an 81 overall. Let's see that dev trade on that wide receiver. It's Superstar. Okay. Good pick. Good draft, good pick. Trading up to get a superstar wide receiver, which become very hot commodities, as we've seen over the last couple of rebuilds. We get into year 3, 4, and 5. They do not grow on trees. They are difficult to get. So when you think you have one, you get one. Anytime there's, I think we got one of these in the Detroit. What was the last rebuild? Might have been New England? Why did I say Detroit? New England rebuild. We got a wide receiver, big, tall guy, 6'5", 230. Looks like a tight end. And he also came out superstar dev. Maybe that's something that you can, a pattern that you guys can keep into your own franchises when you find something like that. It looks like that. Looks like a duck, talks like a duck, probably a duck. And that's what a duck is, a superstar wide receiver if they're that gigantic and first round grade. So that was cool. For sure that was cool. Let's look at the stats. How well did we do? How did we get here? Let's find out. So Tua, really good yards, second in yards. Played very much like a top 10 quarterback this season. We ran the ball well. Breida over 1,000 yards. Receiving over 1,000 yards for Mike Gesicki. Monroe 930 and 10. Would love for him to follow Tua's pattern, where Tua was a superstar last season, won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then got a dev trade. Would love Monroe to just get an X factor this offseason. That'd make me happy. Like the wide receiver, all 4 of them. If this is going to be it for the next couple of years, I'm fine with that. That is great production across the board. Van Noy, big year, 123 tackles, 11 TFLs, 7.5 sacks, 8.5 for Clowney. Simmons, not so much. Maybe not the results we were expecting, given the assets we gave up to Simmons and Clowney. But we didn't have them on the roster. Didn't make the playoffs last year. Had them on the roster this year. Made the playoffs. So there's probably some correlation between the two. Yearly awards, MVP went to Cam Newton yet again. Tua coming in at number 10. AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Cam. Well, say, Patriots, take this as a sign. Get yourself some Cam Newton. Tua's there at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jayon Brown. Van Noy at number 3. Offensive Player of the Year, Monroe. Yes, we get a chance at a dev trait. That would be cool, but that is on the back burner. You don't find that out till the Pro Bowl week. We got to get there, and hopefully we're still in action, and it kicks off here in the wildcard round at home against the Buffalo Bills. All right, we get our first peek at what Tua is as a sim quarterback. Hope it's good. For everyone's sake, for you guys watching, for me playing, I hope Tua is a monster when it comes to sim. So far, not looking great. Only got a field goal. Lots of punts. I mean, we did pay okay money to get that star dead punter hack, so we better well use him, right? Let's think positively. Let's put a positive spin on all the punts and 3 and outs. So we are down here in the 4th quarter. Would love, defense does get a stop. We get the punt, so we have a 2-minute drill for Tua to go on and win our first playoff game. 4th down, drive continues. 3rd down, oh, Tua does it. And the defense stands. 3-point victory. We get our first playoff victory here in year 2. Shout out to Tua. And in the division round, it's a battle for Florida. We got the Dolphins. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who's going to come out top? Is it going to be Minshew Mania running wild, or is Tua? Well, it's not looking good. We just put it that way. It's not looking great right now. 13 zip. Jags, they still had Ngakoue on the roster, I saw. unrealistic. But hey, maybe we're a second half team. We're closing the gap here, down 6, down 9 as we enter the home stretch here. Kick the field goal, keep it within a score, so we can let Tua what he does best and go down and get a game-winning drive. Oh, it's over. It's over. And the Jacksonville Jaguars finally get over that hump. We're a young team. We're inexperienced. Minshew Mania ran wild on us, brother. Let's get into year 3. Oh, yeah. Monroe, our offensive rookie of the year, just went in here to peak. It looks like it's an awful ability, but he's superstar X Factor. So home run. Max security. What is this? This ability increases the success rate. I mean, that's not that bad. Curl specialist as well. He's a big possession guy, but just like that, back-to-back sophomore X Factors. First with Tua, now with Monroe. So for free agency, continuing, we have okay salary cap. This guy, just sitting there as a strong safety. Akeem Sellers, must have been a UDFA, 76 superstar, no real bids on him. Welcome to Miami, bud. Well, we'll just showcase this off. Didn't really need a run. I mean, not need a running back, but could have a tandem here. Breida's getting at that point where he's not going to develop. We got the number 1 player. Dev trade's god-awful ugly, but anytime we actually get number 1 true talent, we got to pick 26. We'll show it off. Luther Shelby, 78 normal, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, solid carrying. Good elusive back for sure. A lot of draft selections here in our second draft, and we hit on almost all of them. I don't think we had anyone below a 60. We got pretty thin down there in the end, but we got some solid depth players for sure. Obviously, we saw the number 1 true talent. Second round here, we got Dante Henry, 71 hidden dev edge rusher. He's going to move to outside linebacker. We'll make him a right end here, right outside linebacker for us. Yeah, it's pretty good. He actually goes up to a 72 hidden dev, and then we just got a bunch of linemen. No dev traits. But maybe we got one in there. Maybe. Normal. Maybe not. Maybe that, yeah. Well, either way, good draft. Not great for dev traits, but we got lucky with the dev trait last year. Got our superstar X Factor. Well, superstar, then superstar X Factor. I'll take the number 1 true talent every year. Year 3 for the Miami Dolphins, and here's how we are shaping up. 81 overall. Looking to get another playoff victory here. No real drastic changes. I don't think we got a new center in Goldberg. That's about it on the offense. Defensively, I'm shuffling around a little bit. We're going to move Wilkins inside. Go with Brackett and Simmons on the out. Brackett's just a little bit younger. Might be able to develop higher ceilings. Only 22 and 74 already. Abogny not developing worth a lick, but at least Howard and Jones are solid. Sellers bringing in just bargain basement, superstar dev strong safety. Doesn't get a lot better than that, thank God. Van Noy is starting to regress just a little bit. He's the guy that is regressing on the defense. I mean, the corners are a little bit too. But hey, maybe with Henry, we have our successor to Kyle Van Noy. And that's going to be one hell of a second-round pick value if that turns out to be the case. So, yeah, we made the playoffs. We won the division last year. Let's repeat here in year 3. Really good coming out of the bye. 5-1 top. Whoa, okay. Not even top dogs. Bills are undefeated. Okay, that's something that we're dealing with. That's something that we're going to work through together. Midway point contract. So what do we got here? Wilkins probably hasn't deserved a new contract. He's been very disappointing, but I feel like we definitely could probably do better. I don't think there's one guy I want to resign. Not one damn guy. So I did something. I took that number 1 true talent, normal dev running back. I made him a starter, and in one game as a starter, he now is a star dev and ready to be the successor for Matt Breida, just like that. And a very, very, very piss poor end of the season. Yet again, a second half collapse. What were we, 5-1? And we finished 7-8-1. Yeah, you know, it's the way she goes, I guess. The way she goes. We did get the dev trade for Shelby here, who's ready to take over Matt Breida as our starter at running back. Hidden dev on the linebacker here. Henry only came on as a star, but again, he's pretty much got to be ready to take over Van Noy sooner than later on the defensive side. Looking at the stats on this disappointing season, Tua, big dip off in production. Still not a brutal year from a touchdown interception perspective. Running attack, you know, pretty much bang on. I don't think there'd be a difference. Whoever running back was, be Shelby or Breida. Receiving numbers definitely down across the board. Van Noy leading the team, 106 tackles, 9 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, 8 sacks from Godchow, which is pretty decent, especially for a nose tackle. Man, Clowney, not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we look at changing the scale. Sellers, though. Bargain bin, strong safety with a dev trait. Mr. Just, I am a superstar chilling. Now doing 81 overall. Just a casual 101 tackle, 3-pick season. Beautiful. The one positive, the one bright spot. As we follow up 2 back-to-back years of Cam Newton getting MVP, here's Tannehill being an MVP. Even though they traded Jeff Simmons for Josh Rosen. Sure. AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Ryan Tannehill. Defensive Player of the Year, Matt Milano. Fortunately, no. Miami Dolphins made that list. Let's get into year 4. From a free agent standpoint, nothing really intriguing to me. We need a corner because he that paid the top dollar in 2020 in Miami, getting Byron Jones away from the Dallas Cowboys. He's regressed very badly. He's a 78 overall. But there's, you know, we're going to have to get some young guys infused into this secondary unit through the draft. This is just the best name ever. You think you've heard of the Iron Mike Tyson? Well, what about Bronze Mike Dyson? That's our pick. Oh, how is that? This is the worst draft ever. It has 73 normals, number 8 in true value. So one of the weakest draft classes in memory. Our last draft that we actually have like a bunch of early picks. I mean, we do okay. I simmed it at the end here. I just, you know, when you get a 73, and this guy was like top 10 true talent. Even though the name's awesome, Mike Dyson. It's just not that good. We got a 74 center in the second. We got a 70 linebacker, 72 guard. Just trying to build up this offensive line a little bit. There was no corners, which is brutal. That's what we needed. So, yeah, here's our draft. Let's go to year 4. Hopefully someone can catch on. 4 for the Miami Dolphins in what has been absolutely an up and down rebuild. Good years, bad years, and everything in between. Here's how our squad's looking. We're an 83 base. Offensive line retooled it just a little bit. Warford, we got pretty much brand new players from the right-hand side. Gesicki's really developing into one of the better tight ends in the game. Monroe is an X factor. Devontae Parker just regressed. Breida regressed. So good timing, good decision on the Shelby pick, and win to make him a starter. So we got that dev trait. Probably don't want Matt Breida as your fullback. 2 is a 90 superstar dev. I mean, everything's looking solid for the most part on offense. Defensively, you know, we paid top assets to get Simmons and Clowney to help our sacks, and it's not helping. You know, it's just not helping whatsoever. Our safeties are fine. Linebacking core, of course, Van Noy goes up to an X factor just as he's not really usable. I mean, we got to put him in, but I don't know. It's just this has been a weird rebuild. That's the only way to put it. It's been very weird. I need Tua to just go off, 35 touchdowns, find a way to will this team here in year 4 to make the playoffs. Year 4 coming up for the bye, 5-3. So, you know, a common theme so far has been at the bye. We're looking solid. We are tied for first in the East with the Patriots. It's just, come on, for the love of God, can we be okay to great down the backstretch? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Come on, Flores. Stop peeking at the halfway point. Contracts, guys that we want here for the 5th and final season. Jeff Simmons would be, again, this is how you get a view. Like, are we going to be able to get upgrades over these positions in free agency? I have my doubts. So we'll get Brandon Jones at safety for sure. Obviously, we'll come back and renegotiate with Jeff Simmons. I mean, Jackson, he's developed into a solid tackle. You know, not, you know, first rounder in the real life kind first. You know, it's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. Somewhere in between. I don't think we're going to be giving new contracts to Igbognahi or Hunt. I think we could probably get an upgrade in free agency. Same with, you know, Devontae Parker. So I want Austin Jackson back. I want Simmons. Clowney's an interesting one. That's not brutal money, but he's also not playing very well. But we'll get him locked up, and we'll come back and make sure we get Jackson and Simmons as well. And then it's going to give us probably $70 million to splurge, because this is most likely going to a year 5 Super Bowl or bust. So let's get some big money free agents if there are some available in this upcoming offseason. Hallelujah! We are back in year 4 in the playoffs with a very ugly 9-6-1 record, but it's not about how you get there. What you look like when you get there is about how you perform. We got to run the gauntlet. A bye would have been ideal, but it is our second AFC East title. Congratulations, Brian Flores and company. Tua played pretty good. I mean, he's kind of peaked a little bit. His completion percentage is up, but the yards and touches are a little bit down. I guess it's because the dominant running attack. And that is something else I've noticed. How come year 4 is always when our running attack always goes off? I didn't make a single damn change. But always it feels like year 4 is when I have like just insane numbers for my running backs. Monroe, 900 yards. I mean, receiving numbers generally are going to not be great. We were running offense this year. McMillan, the team, 98 tackles. Sacks are still not good at all. 6 for Clowney. Picks are up. Of course, Abogny has a breakout year as soon as we decide not to pay him. Maybe we'll have to give him a nice little contract, that little window you have before free agency starts in the offseason. I think he's done enough, especially because he's homegrown. Try to bring him back. Aaron Rodgers got an MVP. Late MVP for him. AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Deshaun Watson. Tua coming in number 8. Defensive Player of the Year went to Anfernee Jennings of the Patriots, who was actually really good for us in our Patriots rebuild that we did earlier in the week. All right, whatever. We made the playoffs. Let's run the gauntlet here in year 4, and it starts against Lamar Jackson. Tua versus Lamar. Let's do it. All right, I know my guys are ready to run the gauntlet. Are Baltimore? Are these guys, Lamar Jackson, are they good? The last time Baltimore, I saw Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He looked scared. Did not look like MVP Lamar. So hopefully that is what shows up today. Our defense can stifle that. And Tua goes off. This is going to be a good battle to watch in real life. Tua Tagovailoa, Lamar Jackson over the next decade. Sign me up. 2 guys that I am homers for. Absolute homers for as an unbiased Eagle fan. Look at this situation. And there's a storyline there. Juju Smith-Schuster's on the Ravens. We decided to get Clowney over Juju. Juju would have been kind of surplus requirement because that was the same offseason we got that superstar wide receiver. But either way, looking good getting Clowney as the Miami Dolphins knock out Baltimore 24-10. Tua 3 touchdowns. Dooley, look at that defense stifling Lamar Jackson as we pick up our second playoff victory in this rebuild here in year 4. So it started with Lamar. We're running the gauntlet of potential rivalries that the Miami Dolphins might have just built by drafting Tua. First Lamar, now it is Patrick Mahomes. Tua Mahomes, again, another rivalry. As an unbiased fan of an NFC team, I love seeing that. I would love Tua to take Dolphins to the heights that haven't been since they had Dan Marino, and for him to go off and have unreal rivalries with Lamar Jackson, with Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty much it off the top of my head for quarterbacks. Legit quarterback. Deshaun Watson, if he's staying, let's be honest, Deshaun, with how Bill O'Brien's running things for Houston, who knows how long he has there. But look at this dominant performance. Dropping a 30 bomb. Can we get more? The fans, the very small contingent of traveling Dolphin fans, they want more. They want close to 40 as they can get. That's how long it's been since they've, been good almost. But there we go, our second playoff win. 4 touchdowns. Tua is playing lights out. Easily, measurably better than Lamar in the first game. Easily, measurably better than Mahomes in the second game. Who awaits us? Is it going to be Deshaun Watson? Why not? Let's run the gauntlet all the way to the Super Bowl by beating the other top quarterbacks in the AFC. It's not Deshaun Watson. It's not like, say, Justin Herbert, but it's another guy whose name could be on the outside looking in if he can redeem himself. Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins. 2 of the laughing stocks in the NFL over the last 15 years with the Super Bowl on the line here in year 4. We need Tua in the snow. I don't think there's a whole lot of snow in Alabama or Hawaii, so we're going to have to combat the elements. We need a touchdown here. Get me a first half touchdown. Come on, Tua. Come on, there we go. Down 3, open up the second half. We have all the momentum going up and down the field. 4-point lead. Oh, there. This Browns defense got gassed a little bit. And okay, we're tied at 20 apiece. Super Bowl on the line. Our defense gets a stop. 2-minute drill for Tua. Going down the field. Oh, this is beautiful. What a drive. An execution. Bleeding the clock. Kick the field goal. And just like that, as professional as it gets, Flores tapping into that experience and history on the Patriots. That was a Patriot-like just dominance and way to seal out a victory in year 4. the Miami Dolphins. With it was a lot closer, but Tua still played very well. And we didn't have much of a run game and a snow game, which is a little bit weird. But the Miami Dolphins in year 4 have punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. Your Super Bowl matchup, I'm going to hop in because I can in any way, shape, or form let Dallas ever beat me. And if we win the Super Bowl, we'll just end the rebuild here at 4 years because this whole thing's just about trying to get to a Super Bowl. Looking at Dallas, getting a preview. They got Zeke Cooper and Tank Lawrence. Those pretty much their expected X factors. Zach Martin, CeeDee Lamb. They got Neville Gallimore. Dak Prescott still there slinging the rock. It's not going to be an easy game, but I'm going to be hopping in. I'll pop a bear this one. Things get a little wee. And we're going to come in with Tua and throw some dimes to Josh Monroe. Let's do it. It's Dallas. Anytime you play Dallas, you want to beat them. This is a little bit of rivalry. Have they ever met in the Super Bowl before, Miami and Dallas? I feel like there has to be at least 1 year that they were both good, like when everyone was, the 1920s. That was the last time both these teams were probably good, right? All right, going down, trading field goals. Defensive battle, very old school, very fitting of when, we might need to come in. Oh, we're going to have to come in soon. Next time we get a good drive going. This team is not executing well. Oh, they're not even going to give us a chance. They've nuked their opportunity. Unless we get a stop here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's hop in. $1.48, 1 timeout. Let's beat Dallas for the Super Bowl. Maybe I should have C4. Have you played any Madden? Really? I have not played Madden in like 4 days, baby. Coming in cold. Boom. We'll go to Gesicki across the middle, though. I'll take that matchup, even though they got good linebackers, athletic linebackers. Jalen Smith. I don't know if they still have Van Der Esch. He's usually a guy that hits free agency, but they still have Jalen Smith, athletic enough to definitely cover Mike Gesicki. We got Monroe, Parker, Williams. I want to see if we can get Monroe's X Factor going. I don't. Oh, the stiff arm. Get off me. This is a Byron Jones revenge game. With how we're going up down the field right now, we're definitely going to get at least in field goal range. So I'm going to turn on chew clock so we can prevent really Dallas having an opportunity here if we score quick. We got Shelby. Ooh, that's just garbage, but we get the clock going. This is a weird. I've never used this playbook, this Dolphins playbook before. These plays are all looking, generally, we know what to expect. Boom, let's go. Oh, probably should have brought that in. Maybe play action is a brutal call here. Clearly, we're not going to run it in 3rd and 10. But I'm not going to burn our last time. We're going to go with it. We're going to throw it to Gesicki, except we get sacked from DeMarcus Lawrence. We'll kick the field goal and take this. They're gonna try to probably ice me, aren't they? I assume so. Oh, we can get it. Oh, there they go. There they go. Matt Nagy. Okay. That's probably good, right? There we go. We're going OT. Oh, phenomenal. Didn't even get a chance. Can't clap any harder. I'm going to chafe my hands. God damn it. Oh, we're going to go all or nothing here in free agency. This is the free agency class where all the guys from the 2020 draft are there. We got Akuda, Derek Brown, and Brandon Ayuk. I'll actually up these just all a little bit more to ensure that we get them because we're not going to be able to spend our money anywhere else. And, realistically, anything that's within 5-6 points of another team I've seen, the other team wins. So there we go. Akuda, Brown, and Ayuk, 3 former first-round picks. Akuda to the Lions, Brown to the Panthers, and Ayuk to the 49ers. That gotta be enough to take our team over the hump. So we actually landed everyone except Akuda, which is annoying because Akuda is the one we needed the most. But Chris Harris Jr., the veteran, still available. It's an upgrade over what we have, so we'll throw a bit on him. Our final draft, one of the worst draft classes I've ever seen. I made 1 pick and simmed out. I got the whitest, lucarious LRB I've ever seen out of Central Florida. 74 hidden dev. He actually was a really good pick on the O-line. The computer made the rest of it because I literally, all my draft board, everyone else was like 4th, like red. The most red I've seen in a simmed scouting season in a long time. But hey, we got a really good pick at pick 31. At the end of the road, year 5 for Tua and the Dolphins. We built a really well-rounded team here. 87s across the board on the offensive side. In terms of, I mean, where we're at, Preston Williams has developed nicely. Monroe, he brought in Ayuk in free agency. Shelby, Tua's up to a 92 superstar X Factor. LRB, our rookie, will start at guard. Actually, you know, very rare in year 5 you get a guy in the draft that will start, but sure. Why not upgrade interior? Offensive line solid. Austin Jackson still here doing his thing. 81. Gesicki 87 has yet to regress. The D-line here, we got Simmons, Derek Brown, and Brackett. It's, you know, above average. Xavier Howard and X Factor. We got very old. Not a lot of size here. But we still kept a lot of the familiar faces. Brought in Chris Harrison, free agency. Sellers, Clowney, McMillan, Baker. Yeah, Curtis Weaver. Now, better late than never, Curtis Weaver, in your final year. Not out of Georgia Southern, definitely out of Boise State. And then Brandon Jones. I mean, it's a well-rounded team. Definitely well-rounded, but we need Tua to do something. We need Tua to be electrifying, not, hey, let's rely on our running attack here. We need Tua to take things over here in year 5. Oh, we're going to bring it to you live. I just straight up hit Sim to the playoffs, and we made it. Can't we get a bye? Got to run the gun. At least we have an opportunity here. 10-6. 10-6. Take it. 3rd divisional title. I'll take it. Wanted to buy, but we've been doing well. I think we haven't lost a wild card game yet. We haven't been one and done, which is good. Tua, better. 3,700 yards, almost 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Exactly what I wanted to see. Receiving, you know, more so a unit than it is one dominant receiver. Like 9 touchdowns from Ayuk. Defensively, 120 tackles, Raekwon McMillan. 14 sacks, Derek Brown. It took us bringing in Derek Brown for the sacks to finally come. 7 picks, Xavier Howard. Okay, sure, why not? Why not put it all together here in year 5? Deshaun Watson is your MVP. Tua coming in at 9. Offensive Player of the Year, Deshaun Watson. Tua at 4. Defensive Player of the Year, Kenneth Murray. Look, the rookies. Or the original batch of rookies. Murray and Patrick Queen, 1 and 2. But we got to run the gauntlet, baby. And we're here to do it live. Burrow, Tua. What a way to start this off. All right, we'll Papa Bear this run. Obviously, we want to try to make the most of it here, get some gameplay. But if the sim can handle itself, we'll let it handle itself. Joey Burrow, Joe Exotic, Tua Tagovailoa, tank for Tua is what we want to see. And I believe they play the rookie year. I think like week 13, week 14, Bengals and Dolphins play each other. So that's going to be kind of cool. That's going to be a great match to see. Hopefully Tua has taken the reins over from Fitzpatrick at that time. This is not looking good. So we'll come in, see what we can do. 4th and 1. Let's run it with Shelby. Why not? Let's play this legitimately. Let's talk properly. Great. Awesome. Didn't work. I was going to say, let's play that one legit because there's enough time that if we get a score there, we'd have enough time to get the ball. And our defense just gives up 2 touchdowns in under 5 minutes. Sensational. Oh, just give up a 40 bomb. Let's come out here. Let's give you 30 seconds of Tua gameplay. I know he's number 1. Didn't have time to fix that. Too busy. Living the dream. He's not played bad. Almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. We got some speed here, and Ayuk at the slot. He's pretty much going to have to be our target if he can get open. He cuts in the middle of the field for some reason and gets locked up by a linebacker. A little bit of a super linebacker there from Drew Tranquill. But, I mean, this game's over, so I'm not going to get upset about it. Okay, Monroe. Can Monroe win at the top of the route there? Get open. He does, but he also does not have a lot of speed. And he gets tackled from behind. We have no timeouts. And the game is over. Perfect. Phenomenal. I mean, hey, I'd be super salty if we didn't just somehow defy the odds and win a Super Bowl earlier in the week with Jarrett Stidham on the New England Patriots. So that positive karma has kind of come over here, so I'm not going to be freaking out. As we fall 41-24, and I guess, you know, if we're going to lose, why not lose to Joe Burrow? Why not say the better man won on this occasion? Unfortunately, through 5 years, even though we had 3 divisional titles, no Super Bowls for Tua, but he hasn't been disappointing. It was pretty solid. So I hope you guys did enjoy this Tua Tagovailoa Miami Dolphins rebuild. It is the final rebuild that we'll be doing with the real draft players. Other than that, we'll get back to just doing the 10-year realistic rebuilds and flashback pinks, and maybe something else brewing on our final little path here to Madden 21's launch. I think that's coming to like August, early August. So we still good. We got some time. No need to rush. But thank you guys for watching. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, special like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.